It started with a single text, a brief, careless message I sent when boredom had me restless. I never meant to ruin anything. I didn't even think of it as significant. I just wanted to feel something beyond the monotony. I admit now I miss you sometimes. My name is Melissa, I'm 32, married for 5 years, and I thought I was smarter than women who sabotage their own happiness. But apparently, I am one of them. My marriage to Kyle wasn't terrible. It wasn't cold or cruel. It wasn't a disaster. It was merely quiet, comfortable, predictable. We'd fallen into routines, meals at the same time, the same conversations, the same gestures of affection that had long lost their spark. He'd ask me about my day. I'd nod, give him the short version. I'd ask if he needed anything, and he'd grunt something distractedly from behind his laptop. We were companions, not lovers, partners, not passionate. There was comfort in the predictability, but there was no excitement. And that's where Noah came in. Noah was a blast from my past, my college ex, someone who reminded me of a version of myself I'd long ignored. His profile popped up on social media, and I hesitated for a moment. He hadn't changed much. Same lazy grin, same mischievous tone that made life feel like a joke he was always in on. I told myself it was harmless to reconnect. We started talking casually at first, reminiscing about dorm life, wild parties, the late-night adventures that Kyle never would understand. Noah understood those memories, and he understood me. For a week, we exchanged messages. Flirtatious, yes, but innocent, or at least that's what I kept telling myself. Then one night, with Kyle asleep early after a long day, I typed the words, "Sometimes I miss you." I quickly added, "Not like that, just us." I stared at the 3 little dots, appearing and disappearing, and then Noah replied, "Same here." For a fleeting moment, I felt alive again, like I was 19, like someone still saw me. My heart fluttered at the screen, and I shut it off, going to bed with a small, secret thrill rather than guilt. The next morning, nothing was the same. Kyle didn't greet me with his usual kiss on the forehead. He didn't ask how I'd slept, didn't pour my coffee, didn't say a word. He sat silently at the kitchen table, scrolling through his phone, and I assumed he was tired or stressed. But when he skipped dinner, when he didn't call or text, panic began to creep in. Midnight arrived and I was pacing the apartment when he returned. He walked past me without a word, went straight into the bedroom and closed the door. The next morning he was gone. His side of the closet empty, his toothbrush missing, his wedding ring placed neatly on the kitchen counter. My hands shook as I stared at it, wondering if I was dreaming. A folded note in his handwriting rested there. "You said you missed him. I heard you loud and clear. I won't stay where I'm only an option. Take care of yourself." My knees buckled. The coffee maker overflowed behind me, spilling bitter liquid onto the counter. I called, texted, left messages filled with tears and apologies, but he didn't respond. I contacted his sister. She said he was safe but refused to talk. "He knows enough," she said. That one careless message, those 4 innocent words, destroyed everything we had spent years building. And the worst part? I never wanted Noah. I wasn't looking for an affair. I wasn't planning to leave. I only craved acknowledgement. A reminder that I was still interesting, still desired, still alive. Kyle made me safe, yes, but Noah made me remembered. In one selfish moment, I chose fantasy over reality, attention over loyalty, nostalgia over truth. 2 weeks later, divorce papers arrived at my workplace. I stared at the envelope like it belonged to someone else, someone I no longer recognized. Friends and colleagues asked what happened. We drifted apart. I lied. I didn't tell them that I had crumbled a marriage over a silly text, that I had given more value to the thrill of being noticed than the man who truly loved me. Noah reached out, asking if I was okay. I ignored it. What had once felt thrilling now only felt raw, like a bruise that wouldn't fade. Months have passed, and I remain in the same apartment, doing the same work, following the same routines. Yet the silence is deafening. Each morning I wake alone. Each time I reach across the bed, I touch only cold sheets. Every little thing I want to share with Kyle, funny stories, little victories, cannot be told. I check his social media occasionally, just to see that he is healing, moving forward. And I ache, knowing I could have been the person he healed with, instead of the one he had to heal from. If I could say one thing to him now, it would be this. I never missed Noah. I miss being noticed. I miss being wanted. I miss the warmth of someone thinking of me the way I once thought of him. But I see clearly now that the person I should have fought for walked away the moment I stopped showing him he mattered. I thought a simple text was harmless. But sometimes, it only takes a few careless words to burn everything to the ground. And I miss you. Sometimes.